She was a tired hotel maid fighting to save her sick little brother. He was a stressed billionaire whose day was already falling apart. But when Mia accidentally splashed dirty mop water on his designer suit, their lives collided in a way no one could have seen coming. And later that night, he found her asleep in his bed. What happened next would change everything for both of them. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. The Grand Meridian Hotel on Park Avenue was where billionaires closed deals and celebrities hid from cameras. For 24-year-old Mia Chen, it was just work. Exhausting, barely paid work that kept her and her little brother alive. 3 years ago, Mia had dreams. She was in nursing school with a solid GPA, planning to work in pediatrics. Then, her parents died in a car accident, leaving her to raise 8-year-old Danny alone. For 2 years, she juggled everything: classes, part-time work, caring for Danny. Then, Danny got sick. Aplastic anemia, a rare blood disorder that required constant treatments, medications, hospital visits, bills that swallowed her savings in months. So Mia dropped out of nursing school 3 semesters from her degree and took this hotel job. Every penny went to keeping Danny alive. Nothing left for dreams. That Tuesday morning, Mia clocked in at 6:30 after 3 hours of sleep. Danny had been up all night sick from his medication. Mrs. Patterson handed her the room assignments, and Mia's stomach dropped. Room 3204. The penthouse suite. Maxwell Grant. Tech billionaire. Don't mess this up, her supervisor warned. Maxwell Grant was having the worst week of his life. At 36, he was worth $2 billion, but none of it filled the hole his brother Ethan's death had left 5 years ago. Ethan died of cancer at 28, and Maxwell had thrown himself into work ever since, building an empire that felt increasingly meaningless. This week's merger negotiations were falling apart, and Maxwell was running on rage and coffee. When his meeting got postponed that morning, he stormed toward the door, not watching where he was going. Mia was mopping the entryway. Maxwell stepped right into her path. The bucket tipped. Dirty water soaked his $8,000 suit. Time stopped. Maxwell looked at the terrified maid, and all his frustration exploded. Do you have any idea how much this suit costs? More than you make in 6 months? I have a meeting that could close a 9-figure deal, and now I'm drenched because you weren't paying attention. What's your name? Mia Chen, she whispered, tears forming. I'll be speaking to your supervisor. He slammed the bedroom door. Mia stood frozen, shaking. He's going to get me fired. How will I pay for Danny's treatment? How will we survive? She cleaned up with trembling hands and left, crying silently in the service elevator. The rest of her shift was agony, waiting for the call that never came. After work, she picked up Danny from physical therapy. The therapist thinks I might go back to school part-time next semester, he said, smiling. Mia forced herself to smile back, even as fear crushed her chest. Before we continue, I need to know something. Have you ever felt like Mia? Like one mistake could destroy everything you've worked for? Drop a comment right now and tell me where you're watching from. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, because what happens next is going to shock you. The next morning, Mia expected to be fired, but Mrs. Patterson just handed her the usual assignments. Room 3204 wasn't on the list. Relief flooded through her. Maybe he'd checked out. Maybe she'd never see him again. At noon, her walkie-talkie crackled. Mia, go to 3204. Mr. Grant requested towels. Her blood turned to ice. Why would he request her specifically? The elevator ride felt endless. When she knocked and entered, Maxwell was at his desk. He stood, and Mia stepped back instinctively. You don't have to be afraid, Maxwell said, his voice different, gentler. I'm not going to yell at you. I was completely out of line yesterday. I was stressed, and I took it out on you. That wasn't fair. You didn't deserve that. Mia couldn't believe what she was hearing. Was he apologizing? I thought you were going to get me fired, she whispered. I'm not going to get you fired. I should have told you that yesterday. Relief made her knees weak. Thank you. Thank you so much. Maxwell watched her thoughtfully. What's your name again? Mia Chen. How long have you worked here, Mia? 3 years. Do you like it? The question caught her off guard. No guest had ever asked her that. Not really, she admitted. But I need the job. My little brother's sick, and the medical bills are overwhelming, so I can't afford to like it or not. I just have to do it. Something shifted in Maxwell's expression. I'm sorry about your brother. That must be incredibly hard. Then Maxwell did something unexpected. He pulled out his wallet and handed her several $100 bills. For the suit and for yesterday. I can't. It's too much. Take it, please. Mia's hands shook as she accepted the money. $500, 2 weeks' pay. Danny's next appointment is covered. She left in a daze, pressing the money to her chest in the elevator, crying from relief instead of fear. That night, she told Danny what happened. Someone helped us, kiddo. A stranger who didn't have to. Danny hugged her tight. Maybe things are getting better, Mia. 4 days later, Mrs. Patterson pulled Mia aside. Mr. Grant requested you specifically for his suite, for his entire stay. Mia's mind spun. Why? The next morning, Maxwell was waiting. He smiled when she entered. Mia, hi. I wanted to ask about your brother. What's wrong with him? Most people asked, out of politeness. But Maxwell's eyes were genuinely interested, so Mia told him everything. Danny's aplastic anemia, the treatments, the financial strain, the constant fear. I was 3 semesters from my nursing degree when I had to drop out, she said. I wanted to work in pediatrics, help kids like Danny, but that dream's gone now. Maxwell was quiet for a long moment. I had a brother too, Ethan. He died of pancreatic cancer 5 years ago. He was 28. I'm so sorry, Mia whispered. I had all the money in the world, Maxwell continued, his voice rough. Best doctors, experimental treatments. None of it mattered. I couldn't save him. And I wasn't even there when he died. I was on a business trip because I was too much of a coward to watch him suffer. Tears slid down his cheek. That's why I reacted the way I did when you told me about your brother. I saw myself in you, that desperation to keep someone alive. And I realized I'd been treating you like you were invisible, like you didn't matter. But you do matter, Mia. Something passed between them. Recognition, understanding. 2 people carrying impossible grief, suddenly realizing they weren't alone. Okay, real talk. How are you feeling right now? Drop a comment saying, I'm still here, if you're invested in this story. And let me ask you, have you ever had someone really see you when you felt invisible? Tell me about it in the comments. Hit that like button if this story is touching your heart. Over the next 2 weeks, they talked every day. Maxwell asked about Danny constantly. Mia opened up about her parents' death, her fears, her exhaustion. Maxwell shared about Ethan, about the loneliness of success, about wondering what the point of everything was. One evening, Maxwell made tea and asked Mia to sit with him. Tell me something you want, just for you, he said. I want to finish my nursing degree, Mia admitted. I loved it. I was good at it, but it feels impossible now. Maxwell listened, really listened, in a way no one had in years. When Mia left that night, her heart felt lighter. Not because her problems were solved, but because someone had finally seen her. The next morning, Mia found an envelope in her locker. Inside was a handwritten note from Maxwell. Mia, I'm leaving New York today. Thank you for these past 2 weeks. You've reminded me that success without connection is just emptiness with better furniture. You've shown me what real strength looks like. Enclosed is something I hope will help. This isn't charity, it's investment. I'm investing in someone I believe in. Use it for Danny's medical bills, for school, for whatever you need to build the life you want. You deserve that chance. The world needs nurses like you. Best. Maxwell beneath the note was a check for $50,000. Mia's knees gave out. She sank onto the bench, crying so hard she couldn't breathe. $50,000. Danny's treatments covered for years. Tuition, breathing room. her future handed back to her. She called Maxwell's number, but it went to voicemail. "Maxwell, it's Mia. I don't know what to say except thank you. You've given me my life back. I promise I'll become the nurse I've always wanted to be, and I promise I'll pay this forward. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for everything." That afternoon, she told Danny. His eyes went wide. "You're going to finish nursing school? Really?" "Really," Mia said, crying happy tears. "Because someone believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." Over the next 3 months, everything changed. Mia paid off Danny's medical bills, enrolled in an online nursing program. Danny's health stabilized, his blood counts improving steadily. By the 3rd month, he went back to school part-time. Mia tried calling Maxwell several times to update him, but his voicemail was always full. She told herself he was busy, that billionaires didn't have time for hotel maids. But she missed him. Missed their conversations, the unexpected friendship that had formed. She wondered if he ever thought about her. Before we get to the ending, drop a crying emoji in the comments if this story has gotten to you. And tell me, do you think Maxwell forgot about Mia? Or is there more to this story? Comment your predictions, because you're about to find out what really happened. 6 months later, a package arrived at Mia's apartment. Inside was a letter in Maxwell's handwriting. "Dear Mia, I apologize for my silence. Things got complicated after I left New York. The merger fell through, which was the best thing that could have happened. Meeting you changed something fundamental in me. You reminded me what actually matters. So, I made big changes. I started a foundation in Ethan's name, the Ethan Grant Foundation for Medical Assistance. It helps families like yours who are drowning in medical debt. You inspired this, Mia. We've already helped 43 families across 12 states. I've also reduced my role in my company and now spend most of my time on the foundation and advocating for better wages for hospitality workers. You showed me how badly people in your position are treated. I'm trying to change that. I think about you and Danny often. I hope his health continues to improve. I hope nursing school is going well. If you need anything, please reach out. My personal number is below, and I actually check messages now. You changed my life that day. You spilled mop water on my suit. You reminded me what matters. Thank you. With friendship, Maxwell." Mia cried, reading it. Maxwell had transformed his grief into something beautiful. He'd let their friendship change his entire life. That night, she called his personal number. He answered immediately. "Mia, I was hoping you'd call." They talked for 2 hours about everything. Danny's progress, the foundation, how different life felt with purpose instead of just success. "You gave me my life back," Mia said. "You gave me something too," Maxwell replied. "You reminded me what I'd lost when Ethan died. My sense of purpose. You helped me find my way back." They promised to stay in touch. And they did. 18 months later, when Mia graduated with her nursing degree, Maxwell flew in for the ceremony. He sat with Danny and cheered louder than anyone. At dinner afterward, he raised his glass. To Mia, who never gave up on her dreams, even when the world gave her every reason to. "You're going to be an incredible nurse." Mia looked around at the people who'd helped her survive, Mrs. Kowalski, Danny, Maxwell, the billionaire who'd become one of her closest friends. "I couldn't have done this alone," she said softly. 2 months later, Mia started her first day as a pediatric nurse. She wore the pendant Maxwell had given her at graduation, 2 hands clasped together, representing connection. Her first patient was a 7-year-old girl with leukemia, terrified and tiny in the hospital bed. Mia sat beside her and took her hand. "Hi, I'm Mia. I know you're scared. But my little brother was sick too, and I spent a lot of time in hospitals like this. So I understand. And I promise, I'm going to take really good care of you." "Your brother got better?" The girl whispered. "He did. And I think you're going to get better too. We're going to fight this together." "You're not alone." The girl squeezed her hand, and Mia felt everything click into place. This was what all the struggle had been for. After her shift, she called Maxwell. "How was day 1? "Perfect. This is what I meant to do." "I knew it would be," Maxwell said. "You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Because of you. Because you saw me when I was invisible. We helped each other, Maxwell said gently. You reminded me what matters. I just opened a door you walked through on your own. That night, Mia tucked Danny into bed. I'm proud of you, Mia, he said, for everything. You're my hero. You're my hero too, kiddo. Mom and Dad would be so proud of you. After Danny fell asleep, Mia thought about everything. The day she'd spilled water on a billionaire and thought her life was over. The unexpected kindness that became friendship. The life-changing gift that opened doors she thought were closed forever. The foundation Maxwell built to honor his brother. The nursing degree she'd earned. And Danny, healthy and happy. One collision had led to all of this. A moment of humiliation transformed into hope, purpose, and genuine connection. She texted Maxwell, "Thank you for everything. For seeing me. For believing in me. For turning grief into something beautiful. The foundation you built in Ethan's name is changing the world, one family at a time. Just like you changed mine." His response came quickly. "Thank you for reminding me why I'm here. For showing me what real strength looks like. Sometimes the universe puts people in our path exactly when we need them. I'm grateful every day that you spilled water on my suit." Mia laughed through happy tears. Life was funny that way. The worst moments could become the best ones. The people who seemed like enemies could become family. And sometimes, the universe put exactly the right people in your path at exactly the right time. So how does this story make you feel? Can you imagine being in Mia's shoes, invisible and exhausted, working just to survive? Or maybe you see yourself in Maxwell, successful but empty, searching for meaning? Here's what I want you to think about. We all pass invisible people every day. The person cleaning our building, the cashier, the server, people working hard, fighting battles we can't see. What if we actually saw them? What if we took a moment to recognize their humanity, to help when we can? Because here's the truth. We're all connected. One act of kindness, one moment of really seeing another person can change everything. Maxwell didn't just change Mia's life with that check. She changed his by reminding him what actually mattered. Real wealth isn't in bank accounts. It's in the love we give and the lives we touch. So here's my challenge. The next time you encounter someone in a service role, really see them. Ask their name. Ask how they're doing. Leave a generous tip if you can. Acknowledge their humanity. You never know what battle they're fighting. You never know how your small kindness might change their life. Drop a comment and tell me about a time someone saw you when you felt invisible. Or tell me about a time you helped someone and it changed both your lives. I want to hear your stories. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope. Share it with someone who's struggling. Share it with someone who has resources and needs to be reminded what they could do. And subscribe to this channel, because we're going to keep telling stories like this. Stories that remind us kindness still exists, that people can change, that the worst moments can lead to the best ones. One more thing. If you know someone like Mia, someone working multiple jobs to care for a sick family member, someone who gave up their dreams to survive, reach out today. Let them know you see them. You don't have to give them $50,000. Sometimes just knowing someone cares is enough to keep going one more day. And if you're like Mia right now, in the middle of the struggle, hear this. You're stronger than you know. You're doing better than you think. Your breakthrough is coming. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep loving the people who need you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. And remember, we're all just people trying to find our way. So let's help each other. Let's see each other. Because connection and compassion are what actually change the world. One person at a time. One act of kindness at a time. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.